Hey, what's up, everybody? Stephen Haven here from the Controversial Truth Project. I just was going through my subscriptions and found something that I found absolutely hilarious. So over here on a TED Talk there, they just put it out. It's a brand new video where they're talking about, well...
This isn't a real photograph, but a computer graphic rendering, an artistic interpretation of what a black hole might look like. 100 years ago, Albert Einstein first published his theory of general relativity.
Come on, get to it.
In the years since then, scientists have provided a lot of evidence in support of it. But one thing predicted from this theory, black holes, still have not been directly observed. Although we have some idea as to what a black hole might look like, we've never actually taken a picture of one before.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. Because this is how far scientific cultism is behind actual science. That I'm not anybody overly special, but you can find it on YouTube, pictures of a black hole. You got people that can make them in their living room. Multiple people. Just need the right pieces and parts to make the right device so you can replicate the same effect in which a black hole is derived out of. Yes, there's such a concept, but it's not anything like their magical fucking unicorn concept. If you go over here, whoa! That's a black hole. That's really what it is. Well, it's gonna go fucking retarded now. There we go. Ken Wheeler. Dude wrote a book on magnetism. TED Talk knows nothing about it.
Okay, I promise to show you something now that I've never talked about before, and that will be in the 4th edition of my free book, not selling anything, Uncovering the Missing Secrets of Magnetism. Okay, right now we're looking at a magnet underneath the ferrocell, invented by my buddy, Tim. And here you can see, moving clockwise, brighter lines. These are just fed by standard hardware LEDs. Okay. Now underneath that, moving in a seemingly opposite direction or counterclockwise, you will see dimmer lines. The dimmer lines is the opposite face of the magnet that is furthest away from the surface of the ferrocell. The ferrocell are two perfectly optically flat pieces of glass, in between which is a special solution that is less than 1 micron thin. If you were actually to have this ferrocell in your possession, you would actually see holographic depth far deeper than any hologram, even the best art hologram that the world has ever seen. And this is less than 1 micron thin. But that's not what I'm talking about here. Let's first take a look at what we're looking at, then understand what we're looking at. Because descriptions are one thing, explanations are another. So, here you see it. Clockwise brighter lines and seemingly counterclockwise dimmer lines. So, what do the dimmer lines represent? Now, we hold the position that is irrefutable that there is a double vortex in either pole of a magnet. We think that one side is moving clockwise and the other side is moving counterclockwise, but that's a spatial vector. In reality, the truth is, and this is something I've already mentioned, I'll get to the main point here in a second. The truth is that both are moving in exactly the same direction. If you place your hands like this and move them opposite each other in a way, you'll say, well, they're moving inverse to each other. But if you look at each hand, you'll see that this one's moving counterclockwise, and on the other side, this one's moving counterclockwise. If you move them clockwise, they're also moving inversely. But if you look at each one, this hand's moving clockwise and the other hand's moving clockwise. So the vector of inverse movement is only a spatial vector. Both are, in reality, moving in the exact same direction. These curvilinear circles, okay, we need to understand something else. It is amazing, and this is the most fundamental principle of the universe, and yes, I don't care if it sounds hubristic or boastful, but I'm the first person on Earth to figure out what magnetism is, how magnetism works, and that it can exist no other way. Simplicity is divinity. If you want to talk about Occam's razor, the most simplest explanations must be the true ones. There is nothing possibly conceivable that is more simplex than this. Explaining it, however, is not simple. The explanation is not simple. Really, the main reason it's not simple.
I'll leave them there. You guys can follow up on them and on the rest of the stuff. The really simple thing is on the other side of that ferrule cell there's a magnet, and all the ferrule cell does is allows you a visible representation of what's going on in the magnetic field. You end up having the actual field, the field lines there, and straight down the center of the magnet you have the event horizon. A black hole! Oh, and we can't see them all over the universe, and anything that goes there crushes down to nothing, and... No, it's just an effect of electromagnetism, and you people really need to get with the fucking times. So that's it. Peace out and enjoy.
Simple is because human comprehension of geometers and the notion of geometry